Hello guys, and welcome here to the Lyft National Series. This is quarter slammer here today. I believe it's race number 19. I'm Brian James here in the booth with you today. Starting on the pole will be Trevor Collins, and to his outside will be Dylan Young. So yesterday we had a truck race here. It wasn't much passing. But it was a thrilling race. I think it was a good race though. Frodemar Otts, of course, was the winner of that race. He is in the field today. Don't exactly know where he's starting, but he will be racing today. And of course, one thing to keep in mind, we are closing in on the playoffs #1. So possibly going, like in the next few races, we should have another playoff scenario picture for you guys, so that way you can see where your drivers stack up as far as the playoffs go. We should also, of course, mention that we don't have many races. Of course, we do have a break coming up as well. So this could really ice down a bunch of guys who could get hot here in these next few races. We'll see what effect that has on them in a few weeks when we return. Of course, we do have one more race before that break, though. Anyway, but of course, Trevor Collins, the Gel Cup Series runner-up last season in the points, he's starting up front. Will he remain there, or will he be challenged? We shall see, as we will roll the intro real quick, and we'll be back with your starting lineup here on GCN in just a moment.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lyft National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lyft National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
Here we go. The starting lineup is on the left-hand side of your screen. As we get ready to get going here, it's going to be the 98 of Trevor Collins, the 11 of Dylan Young. Again, this track has not been seen up until yesterday on any series schedule, so this essentially a lot of drivers entering blind here today as the green flag waves are underway at quarter slammer. Trevor Collins will lead the opening lap. Of course, this race is slightly longer than yesterday's race. 8 more laps, but you see some more passing going on back there. I apologize for the little bit of freezing that you're seeing. Fortunately, my computer must be acting up. But you see some more racing here today. Must have been the truck package yesterday that they ran that caused them to not really have much passing. But we'll see how that looks in the long runs here today. And you see they're already running much faster lap times than the Truck Series did yesterday, running a lot faster too. 17.87 that time for the race leader. I can only imagine what they'd run if we let the Cup Series run here. Of course, that could be a possibility in the future. It is not this season though. Of course, the next race these guys will run is 2 days from now. They will run at Homestead Miami Speedway. That race, of course, will be the final race of 2020 for the Lyft National Series. We will then have 2.5 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, and we will be back, I believe, January... we'll be back the weekend of January 8th and 9th. So our next race, 22nd. Yeah, it's going to be 2.5 weeks. We'll be back, I believe, January 9th. And that will be at Iowa. And then, of course, we have our race coming up at Twin Ring Motegi in January. So those are the next 2 races, or next 3 races after that. We'll see how these guys take the Twin Ring Motegi. Of course, the Carvana Wildcard Series ran there, I believe, last season, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, none of these series, at least not the Gel Cup Series, they have not run there. So a little bit of an international tour for the Lyft National. We'll see how they can handle that. And that, of course, will start up next month. Up ahead, there is a lapped karts, that 26 of Carter Joey. We'll see what impact that has on the leader. Of course, those 2 good friends, so I wouldn't say they won't race each other, but maybe, just maybe, the 26 will move over and let his friend have the clean air. See Dylan Young holding off that second position right now from Daniel Gittero, from a challenge from Daniel Gittero. And of course, Daniel Gittero did something a few races ago that I have never seen happen. He swept the Daytona races this season here on the Lyft National side. Oh, you see they go door to door now with the 65 Dave James. Of course, Dave James ran in the All-Star Showdown earlier this week. Unfortunately, did not make the All-Star race. Really didn't run very well. He wasn't mentioned much, but of course it was a 38-car field for the GCN All-Star Showdown. So, very likely you wouldn't have heard much from the 65 in that respect. See there at the 92. Battling, they go, oh, they touch. 92 and the 65, they rub fenders there, and of course, that is why they call this quarter slammer. Who knows, this could be on the Gel Cup schedule in the future, you never know. Another interesting thing, and we mentioned it yesterday here on the Hitachi truck coverage, this pit road is unique. It, of course, is a double wide pit entry. So, of course, you'll either be pitting on the right side of pit road or the left side of pit road. It's going to be important for these drivers to remember that, number one. And number two, the battles off the pit lane could be very interesting. Of course, you don't necessarily want to come off the pit lane side by side. You see that pit exit gets a little bit narrow, so doesn't leave much room to battle. So that's just a unique characteristic of a track we have not seen again in any of these series up until yesterday when we saw it for the Hitachi Truck Series. It's a very fast 3/4 of a mile oval. See here, they're touching speeds of almost 150 and really not lifting much. I mean, they're lifting, but they're not like having to use much brake entering the corners because of the high banking. And if we keep going here, Trevor Collins is going to force me to declare our one of our favorite moments here. And of course, to see Trevor Collins coming into the pit lane. And some guys did stay out, but of course you'll see here who exactly is on what end of the pit lane. The 48 Austin Shaw to the race lead. Oh, the 9 made a late decision to come in, and he gets hooked, but he saves it. Thankfully, they keep it together. And you see there, there's the double wide pit entry at its, or pit lane at its finest. Of course, there's really not much protection for the right side of that pit lane. Of course, this should be the only stops of the race. You didn't see much tire fall off. And we'll see the 90 of Tim Randolph led the lap. But now it's the 98 retaining the race lead. And of course we're in some lap traffic now. But the leader is not facing lap traffic at the moment. He will be in a lap or so. Most likely. Of course, Trevor Collins has not won here on the Lyft side yet. He has won a truck race, though. Actually, I believe he's won 2 truck races this season. So he's done well on that end. But here we go. Trying to wind up there. You see the 11 battling through lap traffic. With 10 laps to go. Bell for second. It's Daniel Gittero and Dylan Young. And as those two battle, that 98's getting away. And you saw almost a 3-wide situation between the 36, the 26, and the 89. This might be a dangerous track to be playing that game. But here we go. It's going to be a lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's Angriness. Here you go. You're going to see the 98 trying to put that 22 a lap down. That's Casey Horton. And they're going to go door to door right there. But Trevor Collins will get around. Excuse me. Trevor Collins, another one with 5 laps to go. Keep in mind, he's had a rough Cup season thus far. He has not crawled into the top 33. It's unlikely he will. Of course, the truck side has been very kind to Trevor Collins. He's already won 2 races. And who knows, he could very well get his first win here on the Lyft National side. We, of course, got 3 laps of racing to go. Doesn't look like they're going to catch him back there. Two laps of racing to go. Can Trevor Collins hang on? Oh, they're stacking up here. As we come to the white flag this time, it's going to be 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. Trevor Collins has not won yet on the Lyft National stage this season. But out of turn number 4, Trevor Collins will claim his first Lyft National win here today at Quarter Slammer. Congratulations to that 98 team. They get a much needed victory before the end of 2020. Daniel Guerrero comes home second. That could be a really good points day for that 54 team, as they are trying to battle for the regular season championship. And we want to thank you guys for watching. We're going to show you your results and standings. We will be back here on Tuesday for the Lyft National race from Homestead. So we hope you'll tune in for that. That will be the final race before the New Year break, Christmas and New Year's break. So again, we hope you will tune in. But until then, goodbye everyone.